Good evening, everyone. Thought I would do a chime in for an unfiltered truth on operational efficiency. In this specific segment of it, it's communication and inventory tracking. I've seen this in a few places, and I think it's honestly a bit embarrassing and not in the good way, but kind of humorous. Scratch paper and a pen is not inventory tracking. That is 1960s legacy drivel. That shouldn't be a thing. If that's what people are running around with, unless it's just a quick note down, no. Technically, people shouldn't be using systems like AS400, but it's because somebody didn't want to upgrade anything. You should be using SAP. You should be using scanners for everything. You should be able to tell who's using what. And for God's sake, if you run a team and you don't know what they're doing with their parts, that's your fault. Well, I know what my guys are doing. Obviously, you don't. If you keep running out of stuff and you keep needing replacements, do you know if it broke? Do you know if they lost it? Because if they lost it, that's not acceptable. That's money, unless they'd like to go buy it off Amazon themselves. If it broke, is it the tool? Is it the method? Is it the process? Which is it? Were they given skills that they need to refine? Are they using a process they were taught that sucks? Do they have a piece of garbage equipment? Any one of those wouldn't technically be their fault and can be remedied. But, well, it's just got lost. That's not a thing. Go find it. Or, that should be tracked back to the person who lost it. It should be tracked back to the supervisor or the leadership. You need to manage the inventory. It's not yours. You didn't buy it. If you did buy it, it wasn't with your own money. Use a little responsibility with what you have. And don't rely on the drivel of write it down. Use technology. You've got a phone. You've got, Teams. You can send emails to yourself using a notepad. Why are we still you can generate an email and then send it to yourself, and that's technically like a notepad. Why are we still pulling out a notepad and writing things down on a piece of paper and handing that to people? We shouldn't be still operating in the 1960s. You've got so many different ways to do it. Don't give me the whole it works for us. It's because you haven't changed anything since bread stale got discovered. Your system is so stale, it's probably crumbling like a pork rind. Or even worse, a crouton, and you're treating it like, well, it's just how it is. No, that's just lazy. It's just lazy. It's like vacuuming the floor partially and then trying to tell your mom, hey, it's clean. And she looks at it like, that's clean. How in your infinite wisdom did you determine that was clean, and then picks up a piece of dirt? Like, explain clean, because, you can do better, but that's not efficiency. And what is with the whole communications crap? I get calling it out, but you can't do better. You can't send an email to everybody who has one, and if it doesn't apply to them, move it to the side. If it doesn't apply to that person, you can't use Teams. If you're so terrified that workers on the floor are going to grab their cell phones and go do TikTok and Candy Crush, that's what the supervisor's job is for. And workers, please stop doing that. You don't need to do a live on everything. You don't need to social media every damn thing in sight. If you're in a retail place, get off your damn phone. I really don't care that you're bored. You can polish something. You're at the bottom level. Boredom is part of the thing. If you don't have skills for higher promotion, face things, clean stuff. Cannot tell you how many times I've seen self-checkout stations. The bags look like crap. Can't tell when the last time it was wiped down, because people are busy and the conversations are terrible. If you have like an older woman or an elderly man or woman who's trying to, separate the bag to open it, go over there, be polite, pull that bag off, open the next one for them, and even offer, would you like me to help you bag these? Well, that's not my job. And that's precisely why you're stuck where you are, because going the extra mile isn't a thing for you. You're not paid enough to care, apparently, but you also don't have any skill sets. You've got terrible skills, and you apparently have terrible manners. There's nothing wrong with helping someone bag that. If they have a basket, grab the basket. If they don't need it, ask them, sir, ma'am, or actually what you should be saying if you actually have a degree of class is, sir or madam, do you still need this? If the answer is no, take it from them. Go out in the parking lot. I know I'm going on a rant here, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Go in the parking lot. If there are rocks everywhere, put them back in the spot where they go. Well, if there are carts everywhere, move the damn carts. Why isn't someone going out there every 30 minutes? what? I'm sorry. Is it annoying? Well, unless you want the place to look like it's ghetto, go clean it. Make it look pretty. It'll increase your traffic and it'll make it look like, the place is a little more upstanding than it probably is. That's technically inventory too. If you've got carts that are not in the corral or carts that are not in the store, then you're kind of low on inventory. So go grab them and replace it. I was having to speak realistic on things I just thought were general, but I guess maybe I'm a little bit old-fashioned and out of touch. But back to the original topic. Track your inventory and stop using archaic methods. Update technology. If you don't know how, you can always learn. If you are so stubborn that you're not going to learn because it's not comfortable, maybe it's time for you to retire or find a different job. There are plenty of different ways to speed things up. And instead of sticking in the back, take a leap. If it's in the morning and you're not interested in learning technology, go get a sip of coffee or, scare yourself awake. I don't know. I'm just, being a smart ass here. Scare yourself awake. Whatever you need to do to wake up, be a little more motivated and be a little more less rigid. I know that's an oxymoron, but be a little less rigid. Be willing to learn. And don't use "I'm stuck in my ways." No, you're not. You're just a stubborn mule. There's no such thing as you're actually stuck in your ways. There's "I'm riddled with pride and I don't have the humility to step off of my proud horse, my steed of my ego and learn something." There's no such thing as "I'm stuck in my ways." That is just called stubborn pride. And it's rather unimpressive. It should be embarrassing. That level of pride really should be embarrassing, especially if you're older. You should have enough life experience to have gotten around that or at least gotten over it. I mean, if you're over the hill, you kind of probably should have left that on the other side of the hill, don't you think? But that's maybe just my personal opinion, and not everybody has to agree with it. Everybody can hate it if they want, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Upgrade, please. Upgrade. You guys have a good night. Let me know if you like this video. If anything, speaks to you, share it, and feel free to chime in and let me know if you got anything that you guys want me to rant about. Take care.